No matter what, though, it looks like temperatures are nice and cool, and you want like a nice hot beverage.
You do.
I know it's game time. You guys have my favorite latte mixes over at Red Buffalo. So why don't you tell the people at home, some of your specialties, what's going on over there?
So at Red Buffalo Coffee and Tea, we're right in the heart of Silverthorne, right next to the Performing Arts Center, which had a wonderful First Friday concert and movie showing this last week. And it's time for those fall sort of flavors. I brought you a maple spice latte this morning, but we have our
upgrade yourself from the pumpkin spice.
Yes, we do have our pumpkin spice. We make it in-house, which is really nice. You can actually mix the two, and it's really good. So you have a maple pumpkin.
Oh, yeah.
And, we have some great fall teas, too. We have a cinnamon orange spice black tea. I have a papaya ginger white tea this morning. So there's so many warm options, which I just love this time of year because you can get really creative with those flavors, and they all pair really well with coffee, I feel like. And, of course, we'll geek out on coffee and tell you which coffee is going to be better for, depending on its origin and all these other details. But sometimes at 6:30 in the morning, all you need to care about is that it's caffeinated.
Exactly. Just make sure it's caffeinated. But you guys have that great wall inside Red Buffalo, too, that shows where the coffee came from. That's just nice for
Yeah,
people.
the origin wall. And, I think sometimes we forget that coffee is an international crop. And, depending on how the weather is in certain parts of the world, it's going to affect the crop that we get. And so it's really fun to follow those things and know how it's going to impact the crop that we get in and get to roast with.
Oh my gosh, if a crop failed and didn't have my favorite coffee, though, that would just be heartbreaking.
Well, if you think back to 2004 when there was that huge tsunami in Southeast Asia, it was really hard to get Sumatra coffee and coffees from Java for a really long time because it takes about 7 years for a coffee tree to mature and to produce a new crop. And so after that tsunami, it was a really hard time to get the coffees from that region.
Wow, that's crazy to think. In Sumatra blend, you see that everywhere.
You do. It's really oily, and so it's got this really great malty flavor to it, and it's really full body. So we weren't able to get that for many, many years.
So everyone, you can be very thankful as we're kind of getting close to Thanksgiving. Maybe not really. I say you can go ahead and decorate. So
I think you can too. Or you get pumpkin and fall colors, and then it lasts from now through Thanksgiving.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. Along with the coffee, you get a nice candle, all the things going on.
My trick is you get the decorative pumpkin, and instead of drawing on it with Sharpie, draw on it with the dry erase marker. Right, so you can put a little skull on it and put it on your counter, and then you just wipe it off. Then come Thanksgiving, then you don't have a jack-o'-lantern, you just have a pumpkin.
That's smart. Oliver, does Mom let you do that?
We're gonna carve our pumpkin soon. We got our pumpkin from Pumpkin Fest, so we're gonna carve it soon.
Yeah, Pumpkin Fest was this weekend.
Oh, he says he doesn't want to carve it though.
Oh, he doesn't want to.
Well, that's what I'm just being. This just in. Kid doesn't want to carve his pumpkin.
All right, in live news.
Yes.
Oliver does not want to carve his pumpkin this year. It's not happening.
We'll follow up on the story
later. The guts
later.
are gross, right? That's it. So how was First Friday and Pumpkin Fest this weekend?
They were such fun events. Town of Silverthorne really just goes all out for these family fun things, and they're free events, which is really awesome. They're going to be having their it's always the first Friday of the month coming up in November. And for Red Buffalo, we've got a couple events coming up. If you go to our Facebook page /events, you'll be able to see them because we're hosting a few candidates for coffee meet and greets. So if you want to have a chance to meet the sheriff candidates, we'll have candidate Woodman, who's going to be here this coming Wednesday at our coffee shop. And then in a couple weeks, we'll have candidate Fitzsimons as well. So both of those candidates, you can come and do a meet and greet, kind of just get to know them before you submit your ballot for the year.
Yeah, I think that's really smart, and we've learned a lot the last couple of years that being involved in your political community is really important. That's awesome you guys are taking that step forward and being a great host for that venue.
Yeah, we just want you to know who your candidates are rather than just you see a name on paper. Let's get a face to that name, get to know them. And I feel like when we get to know our political candidates face to face, then we're much more involved and much more in tuned to what the issues are and what's important for our own community.
Yeah. That's exciting. It is community time. We don't have a whole bunch of tourists here now, so everyone you see out is going to be locals. That's one of my favorite times of year, get to know everyone.
Make a Difference Day is the 13th, this Saturday. And I think everyone's meeting at the Frisco Adventure Parks. That's a really fun community day. So if you want to get involved, Make a Difference Day. I'll share it on our Facebook page. I just know all the towns have it on theirs as well.
Okay, perfect. That way we know what's going on. Thank you so much for coming on.
Of course, thanks for having us today.
This latte, everything's so delicious. You guys have to head over to Red Buffalo. It's my absolute favorite place for a hot beverage in the whole county. So, all right.
Thank you.
Yeah, Oliver, you get out and you got to tell us all about your pumpkin things while we're on commercial break, okay?
Yes.
I'm very curious.
We'll
as
tune
to
in
why.
next week.
Tune in next week and find out more about Oliver's adventures in pumpkin decorating.
Yes.